I'm Nick Braccia, the author of Off the Back of a Truck, Contraband for the Sopranos fan by myself and some friends of ours. We ran trivia yesterday. I've been selling the book, which I wrote for Simon & Schuster last year, all weekend, having a great time. Was out last year in Secaucus, late 2019. I recognized some faces from that wonderful weekend. I hope everyone's having a terrific time at Sopranoscon. Michael, Joe, and Danny, I think, have been doing a great job with everybody. And the way this is going to work, some of you I'm sure played yesterday. Some of you I know played yesterday because I see the winners lurking around in the crowd, hoping they can capitalize. You get your name up there. You put your cell phone number on. I'm going to run through 20 questions and then 5 tiebreakers. The difficulty increases. At the end, I'm going to score everything really, really quickly. I was that jerk in 8th grade who finished his test, and then the teacher would give me all the other kids' tests, and I would grade them for them because the teacher was lazy. So I'm going to do that really, really quickly for everybody. And then I'll text the people who won. And the prizes are going to be for the first prize, so long as people are interested, as Walker was yesterday, as a FILA tracksuit, which, why don't you come up, Walker, and model that for us? Look at this guy from Brooklyn, New York. That moment alone was worth me taking the bus from New York to get down here on Friday night, so thank you. Also, I'm going to be giving away a copy of the book, and the Sopranoscon's Mom Movie Con guys are going to have some T-shirts as well. So for the second and third place winners, you'll have a choice. You want to go book, you want to go T-shirt. I'll just text you. We'll figure it out. We'll do a little deal. So is everybody ready? You got your pens. They're working. You got your phone numbers. No points for spelling. Do the best you can. Buccalieri was an answer yesterday, and I got some very, very creative interpretations. So we're going to start it out at the Bevilaqua level. Shout out to Lilo Brancato, who I met yesterday. Really, really lovely guy. The first question is, what's the name of the biker gang Tony and Christopher steal the wine from? This is a layup, guys. If you don't know this one, be concerned. The name of the biker gang Tony and Christopher steal the wine from. Also, we got the eye in the sky watching to see if you're trying to use your cells, so be careful. You've seen Casino. You get to pick. You lead with the prize or the hand. You get the hammer or the prize. Also, as we did yesterday, if there's one you want to go back to, I'll just call out the number at the end and I'll reread it. No big deal. Question number 2. Where would Valerie the Russian prefer his universal remote be? He's got a very specific place that he likes his universal remote. Number 3. This is from that scene with Detective Barry Haydu and Christopher. What was Dickie Moltisanti, soon to be seen in The Many Saints of Newark, allegedly carrying when he got shot and killed by Barry Haydu? I mean, I wasn't there. What is Christopher led to believe Dickie Moltisanti is carrying when he is killed on Jilly Ruffalo's orders by Barry Haydu? We may find out in the movie. Maybe that's the whole last scene is what the fuck was Dickie Moltisanti carrying? All right, this is a scientific question. This is kind of a foodie question. What kind of cheese does Silvio put in his socks so they'll smell like your sister's crotch? Silvio's very particular about the kind of cheese he likes in his socks. That was number 4. We got number 5 coming up. Another Silvio question. Why does Tracy, a professional dancer employed at the Bada Bing, why does Tracy borrow money from Silvio? She takes out a little loan for a specific purpose. He's juicing her. By the way, Ariel Kiley, who played Tracy, I follow her on Instagram. She's a yoga instructor and does life coaching and gives financial advice. She looks great and seems to be doing fantastic. It makes me feel good to know. I think it's just at Ariel Kiley, but I'm just happy to know that she's doing well. Because, yeah, it's good to know she had a happy ending. All right, that's the end of the Bevilaqua level and on to the little Pauly level. A little bit harder. What makes Phil, this is more implicit than explicit, but I believe it, and I wrote the trivia, so I get to decide. But what makes Phil decide to kill Doc Santoro? There's one particular thing that Doc Santoro does, and we see how it infuriates Phil Leotardo. Makes him want to get back in the business following his heart attack and rehab in Florida. Number 7. What's the historical building, or what historical building is near where Matt Bevilaqua is found hiding out and subsequently murdered after enjoying a diet Shasta, I believe? What historical building is near where Matt Bevilaqua is hiding? Where Tony and Big Pussy Bumpancero find him. Getting a little harder now. Question 8. Yesterday was hard, I swear to God. Where did Marielena give Junior Soprano his first hand job? It's something that Junior Soprano remarks about when he's kneeling, paying his respects over her coffin. Who, me? I wrote the book. Oh, I've only seen this series 5 times. I did. This is a line that's this is a line that's spoken by actor Paul Dano, who got pretty famous after the show. He played one of AJ's friends. A first edition of which Beatles album is found in Devin Pillsbury's house? He makes a big deal of it, picking it up and going up and down the hall. She also has a Picasso in her house. Number 10. I think this one might be a little bit easier, but what city does Bobby Buccalieri visit to commit his first murder? He's sent on a job once they're in the house in Soprano home movies. Goes with Tony. They meet some guys. They want a favor. Bobby gets sent on a field trip. Number 11. What does Jeannie Cusimano's twin sister, her name's Joan Cusimano O'Connell, what does she think Meadows' first name is? She butchers it comically when Carmella visits her law office to bribe her with a regat pie. She says, "Your daughter," and she says a name that's completely ridiculous. It's number 11. Number 12. This is actually from, I think this is a Pine Barrens episode question, but about Jackie Aprile Jr. Where does Jackie Jr. tell Meadow who he's going when she's sick and he leaves her to go cheat on her, leaves her Columbia dorm room to go cheat on her late at night? There's something he says he has to do, which is utterly preposterous. Number 13. Who is the drug dealer? What's the name of the drug dealer who keeps selling ecstasy at the Crazy Horse? This guy's a problem throughout the show because he's the getaway driver who completely screws up Jackie Jr. robbing the card game. And later, he's part of the murder of Gilbert Nieves that ends up, having the feds bring in Adriana. But we really get to know him as he gets his ass kicked repeatedly for selling ecstasy at the Crazy Horse. What's the name of that drug dealer? Just his first name's fine. I don't even know his last name. Number 14. I'll give you a little hit with this one. What's the name of the poker dealer who gets killed in the Jackie Jr. stick-up? He's in a couple of episodes. He's played by Paul Mazursky, one of the great directors of the 60s and 70s, a huge influence on David Chase, directed Bob and Carol, Ted and Alice, Next Stop Greenwich Village, lots of other terrific movies. What's that? Okay. Thought I heard somebody chirping. Number 15. What's in the box that Tony gives that Wonder Bread Italian, Dr. Cusimano, to hide? Tony gives him a box at the end of the episode about, where Tony's trying to get into their golf club. He prepares a box, shows it to Carmella, and then gives it to the Cusimanos and asks them to hide it. All right, number 16. What kind of liquor does Big Pussy ask for before he's killed? He asks, "You got any good?" It's a specific spirit. And they're able to provide it, so at least he gets a little buzz going. Number 17. What book does Mr. Wegler, the guidance counselor, recommend to Carmella? And she reads it, and they talk about it over dinner, and she really didn't get it. It's a little over her head. But Robert Wegler is a big fan of this particular piece of classic literature. Another Big Pussy question, a topic I write about in the book. What scam are Tony and Big Pussy investing in the night that Tony gets food poisoning? What kind of scam are they investing in the night Tony gets food poisoning? Big Pussy explains it to Furio. I still can't tell how he got the food poisoning. They eat a big whole fish on the plate at the Indian restaurant, prepared with ghee, but then he's got the zupita mussels and the zucchini flowers. I don't believe anyone knows for sure. I know Artie's got a strong opinion. A touch of diarrhea. I still don't know what the fuck a zucchini flower is. Well, you do? You eat better than I do. All right, I'll put a clue in this one too. There's a song that's playing on the radio when Walton Belfiore kills Phil Leotardo. Now, it's also the same song in that same episode, the very last episode, Made in America, that's playing on Tony's clock alarm radio when he wakes up that morning with the gun next to him. We hear the instrumental version then, and then it's playing on the radio when Phil and his horrible wife, before he gets crushed, but while he's yelling at her about his prescriptions, yeah. They bye, pop, pop. All right, this is the last question of the main round, and then we go to the tiebreakers. What does Karen Buccalieri ask Bobby to pick up right before she's killed? His kids put this message in. They tell him what to do. He's complaining about it. He's kvetching. And then he feels really terrible about how he responded to this favor once he understands that his beautiful, loving wife has tragically passed away. This occurs in everybody's favorite episode, Christopher. I'm kidding. Isn't that like everyone's least favorite episode is the Columbus Day episode? No? Okay. I thought everybody hates that episode. All right, we're on to the tiebreakers here. Number 21. Who does Paulie say looked right at his ma during a performance of Man of La Mancha. Very famous TV and Broadway actor. And Min Matrone, who's absolutely horrible, says, "Give me Sondheim any day," because she has to undercut everybody. She's horrible. Just spending all the money that her husband made in precision cutlery. Who does Polly say looked right at his ma during a performance of Man of La Mancha? It would have been the actor playing the king in The King and I play. This is one of my favorite scenes in the whole show. I'm sure some of you may agree. What time is it when Vito finally checks his watch while doing a day of handyman work? He thinks it's really, really close to noon, so he can eat his sandwiches. It's nowhere fucking near noon. It's pretty far from noon, but he looks at his watch. 23, I think this is a tiebreaker a lot of you may get, which is, what do Christopher and Juliana Skiff decide to drink when they're sick? They rationalize that it's okay. They're scared to take Benadryl or anything else, but there's one herbal remedy that they think will not be a gateway to a relapse. It turns out they had really poor judgment. We got two more questions. 24 is, what special kind of license does Charmaine Bucco have? This is something that Tony's very excited about when he goes back and sees Tony Blundetto. And he says what she is, and he goes, "That's the kind of woman I need." There's a specific license that Charmaine Bucco has that Tony is very enamored by for some reason. And the final tiebreaker, number 25. How much is the deposit Alan Sapinsley insists on keeping? There's a big deposit in escrow. Him and Tony go back and forth with this for the whole episode, and Alan tries to keep the money. It's a substantial amount of money. And this is why Tony has the boat show up outside of his house to win the pissing contest down near White Caps with Alan Sapinsley. Are there any numbers that people would like repeated? 3 and 19, you got it. 3, 8, and 19, I'll do them in order. Anything else while I got them going? 3. I'm 45 years old, man. 3, so we'll start with 3. I promise I'll repeat them all. What was Dicky Moltisanti carrying when he got shot? He was meant to be bringing home something for his family. Okay. Someone said, was there an 8? 8? You're going to make me say this one again. Okay. Where did Marielena give Junior Soprano his first hand job? Number 6. What is it that makes Phil decide to kill Doc Santoro and reassert himself as boss of the family? There were others? 10 and 17, no problem. What city does Bobby Baccala visit to commit his first murder? When Tony sends him out after they fight together, they meet with the guys with the prescription drugs. Tony sends Bobby to do a hit somewhere, and he gets in his car and drives away, and then comes back later to see Janice, and we get this magic moment scene. Number 10. Oh, that was number 10. Was there another one? 9? Okay. What song is playing on the radio when Walden Belfiore whacks Phil Leotardo? It's also the song that's playing at the very beginning of Made in America on Tony's alarm clock. "17 is what book, what piece of classic literature, I'll even go a step further, what piece of classic French literature does Mr. Wegler recommend to Carmella? They talk about it at one of their dates. No, spelling does not count. The only time spelling counted was yesterday. One of my asshole questions was, how does Christopher misspell loyal when he's writing in his screenplay? I must be loyal to my capo. That was the only question of the weekend where spelling mattered. Loyle. Like Popeye Doyle, except loyal. Oh. Yes. 23, the tiebreaker. What do Christopher Moltisanti and Juliana Skiff decide to drink when they're sick? It's a particular kind of tea, an herbal tea that's got a name. So funny over there. Oh. The Giggle Squad in the back. While you're filling in, I'll let you know that this book, my book, Off the Back of the Truck, Contraband for the Soprano Fan, doing discount pricing since we're almost out. $25 signed out the door. If you want to make me a better offer, we'll talk about it. If you want to get it signed as I'm scoring things. Oh, you already bought? Is yours signed? Then I'll give you a sticker with my signature in it. If you got it with you, I'll sign it. Okay, right there? Yeah, I'll sign it. All good. I'll sign it twice if you want. Yeah, a couple of three things is actually, let me tell you, a couple of things is the first sentence in the book. I'm not kidding. Yeah, that's right after my daughter's name. Let me tell you a couple of three things. Anyway, my associate, Alex, he's trying to make his bones this weekend. So he's got the little square thing that we're told is legitimate. And we'll be happy to sell books here. And if you don't get me while I'm grading tests, up at this table, we're right around the corner at the booth in the very, very difficult to find vendor section. Premium real estate. When you're done, just bring your clipboard up to me. I'm going to take them out and actually grade them right here. And then I should text you within 45 minutes, probably. Yeah, of course. And thank you so much for being here. I hope you had fun.